Hi, the following excerpts will give you an idea of my writing style in Eagles of the Rainbow Forever, Volume 1. It's a stifling dawn in the moon of the green grass up, or summer in 1838. An 11-year-old Cherokee First Light springs to her feet. There is no time to dress. There is no time to put on her elk-skin boots. Soldiers ride into the village from every direction, yelling like barbarians. Fear chills every inch of her tiny, naked body. She flies out of the family's hut like a hummingbird caught in a fire. Her lips pinch tightly, and she tells herself over and over, "I can't die." She drops her head and hides her face behind her trembling, fanned fingers. "Look back!" a voice inside her shouts. Fiendish flames devour 6 pine trees to her left. "Oh, Great Spirit, 6 trees! There's 6 in my family. Will the soldiers burn us too?" The charcoal in the wind blinds and chokes her, making her aimlessly stagger. "I hear you! I'll catch you! None of you Injuns will escape!" sinisterly yells a soldier. Fear-stricken adult Cherokees mob her. She feels like a calf caught in a stampede of buffaloes. She pleadingly whispers, "Great Spirit, give me the antelope medicine." She leaps over and around and through those grown-ups. She pretends she's racing her 3 older brothers in the towering field of corn. "Should I stay here, hiding in all this corn? Or should I make a break for the forest?" Again, she pleadingly whispers, "Oh, Great Spirit, I'm just a little girl. Tell me what to do." 2 ducks and their 4 ducklings lackadaisically waddle across her path. She giggles. "Great Spirit, yes, 6 in my family. I'll follow these 6 ducks." Thorny bushes and jagged branches savagely jump at her, stabbing her arms, chest, and legs. She feels rivers of blood pouring over her body. Her hard running makes her breathing like beads strung too tight together. She courageously commands herself, "I will keep my breathing like when I go to sleep," going slow in, then slow out. She drops to all 4s and crawls under the putrid smoke. "I am from Mother's wolf clan. We are not afraid of dark smoke, or any burnt bodies." And here is a scene showing First Light's Cherokee spiritualism. The last embers glow in her small, all-night burning fire. She burrows into her feather-filled bed mat, trying to hide from yet another dawn full of haunting memories and warring feelings. Her sienna-colored eyes switch from almond shape so innocent to round and on guard like an owl, on the lookout for her 2 enemies, soldiers and the Cherokees who shun her and gossip about her. Cocooned in the only 2 blankets that survived the soldiers' fire, she sighs, "Oh, Mother, I still hear your soft breathing. Father, I still find your snoring so comforting." With a ticklish giggle, "I hear you, my brothers, talking in your sleep, all about the feats and adventures you're planning for us." She swishes her nose and her lips and then her high cheeks across the feather-filled bed mat. "Oh, eagles, the eagle's mighty grace will help me find a way to soar to freedom, and like you, tiny finches, I'll escape the tiny problems of today." She says the Cherokee morning song in unison with the spirits of her father, mother, and brothers. "Win-na-di-ya-ho, win-na-di-ya, ho, 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 ya, ya." Oh, I know, Mother and Father. I'm supposed to say that in white people's words. Okay, I know. That's how I'll live in harmony even with them. She grinds her teeth because the thought of talking like a white person disgusts her. "I am of the Great Spirit. I am of the Great Spirit. It is so, Great Spirit, Great Spirit." And here's a scene that shows the Cherokee spiritual animal medicine. She squeezes her father's sacred pipe as if it's his hand clasping hers. "Oh, Father, I see the ruffled grouse bird. Of course, I am stuck in the grouse medicine. My thinking has been flying around. Like the grouse sometimes confusingly flies in a circle. I keep going over and over that horrible massacre dawn, flying in a circle of anger and sadness and hatred. And here is a little from the scene where the two main characters, petite 16-year-old Cherokee First Light and this strapping, strong 18-year-old Irish immigrant soldier, Connor Bradigan, first meet. Then, in one powerful swoop, the strapping mountain of a man grips her tiny waist and lifts her way off the ground. She's dangling like some skinned rabbit. He sweeps her tiny body side to side as if she's nothing but a broom. She roars, "How dare you use me like some broom?" He hurls her, making her stumble and fall, face down in the dirt. He stands towering over her, and still she is not short of words nor mocking laughter. "Ha ha! Your panting makes you sound like an old fat boor." With her hands on her hips, she says, "I'm much smaller than you, but look how I've worn you out." His glower's no match for her haughty, disgusted expression as she dagger stares into his round, pasty-white, freckled face. She glares at his hair, and thinks, some white people have sun-colored hair. No wonder they're easier to find in the dark of night, she smugly thinks. As if he reads her mind, he nonchalantly sweeps his strawberry blonde hair aside. He tries camouflaging his exhaustion by smugly tugging at his rumpled jacket sleeves one at a time. Keeping his strident eyes on her, he quickly jabs his rumpled cavalry hat, countless times trying to reshape it into a half semblance of dignity, but ends up plopping it on his head, giving the contorted front brim a cavalier tug. His face reddens. In her smirk, I see she thinks I'm a buffoon. First Light slowly rake him up and down like a crafty fox, its prey. Then, with a wild filly snapping kick, she clobbers him in his manhood. He's cursing like a salty seaman, with one hand rubbing his manhood and the other vice-gripping her arm. He slams her back into his chest. His words are hot against her sweaty neck. "Be Jesus, wee Colleen, settle yourself." First Light blinks a few times and thinks, why does this white man talk like he's singing? He slams his sweaty cheek into hers. His words spray. "Be Jesus, wee Colleen, why'd you do that? 'Twas a gentleman I 'twas being to yourself. Me offer of me hand, 'twas only to lift you off the ground. Instead, you wee slip of savagery, you tried to reshape me bullocks." And here is an example of Connor Bradigan's excellent Irish storytelling skills. And over those 29 days, the sweet clipper steam-paddled ship Savannah's engines ran some 85 hours. She used up all her 75 short tons of coal and 25 cords of wood. He jets out his chin. "Now I be asking you, who be climbing and crawling out to set the sails free to catch the finest of winds? Who, with all their strength, pulled in the gigantic jib? Who shoveled the tons of coal and cords of wood? You boyos best be answering that correctly, or you'll have me to deal with. You pack of fools! It was the Irishmen and the Germans who did that fine, ever tenacious toiling." With pompous pride, he snaps his suspenders. "There tain't no cogs, wheels, that can match the spirit of a man's will to sail a vessel to freedom and new opportunity. We hard-working Irish and Germans had hundreds of years of dreadful strife, with little to show for it. We were all burnt up to make good our lives." And further in the same scene, the first 2 weeks, weren't they fine? Clear skies, good winds. He laughs. "My imagination went crazy. To me, the waves also were whales, and the froth 'twas their blowholes." And with a snicker he adds, "The sea, it also looked like the biggest glass of fine ale, too." And further in the scene, "Let me tell you, lads, there twere many a fair Colleen." He wags his finger into each of their dumbfounded faces, but most seemed to be husband hunting. So many had run away from their families, tired of having to look after their wee brothers and sisters. Grant interjects, "Don't you go leaving out the finest details of those girls." Connor smirks, "If you be referring to whether or not I slipped me church key in any of them vixens, I'd be telling you the truth. No, I didn't have the slightest such inclination. My face may well have still been peach fuzz, but I just knew those pretty colleens be ripe for mothering a wee one, ripe to catch a boy in their web. You know, the one between their so inviting, white, soft thighs. There 'twa'n't any way I was going to arrive in Boston upon to be." He's whirling around and doing the Irish waltz. "But dance with them, to be sure, for there 'twere fiddles, guitars, pipes, tambourines, and such a playing all night long." And here's a picturesque scene. It's a crispy, chilly autumn's dawn in 1843, or the moon of the yellow leaves. A tranquil mist camouflages 15 makeshift log huts nestled in the wilderness of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. The majestic pine trees stand tall and tight together, like sentries on guard day and night. Towering bluffs, gigantic boulders, and thick brush fortify this band of 75 Cherokees' temporary hideaway. And here's a speech that I created for the Cherokees' chief, Chief Double Heart. "Many white people are swarming like bees to honey throughout our homeland. The gold that fills our Cherokee land siphons their merciless greed. As soon as their big boats came, many of our people became slaves, working their own land for the whites' wealth." With quaking voice, he says, "2/3 of our people have died since Columbus's boats first landed in what they call America." His eyes glowered and he raised his hands high. "O Great Spirit, I hear your words, Nuna, Dua, Sani. Many soldiers make us journey the trail where they cried. Why don't people remember we saved them from starvation when they first came to our land? We will die in their Indian reservations. Penned up, we will not soar like the mighty eagle, and we will not have the abundance of the buffalo. How can they so mercilessly amputate us from our land? Why don't they stop and think? No, stop and feel how awful that would feel if it happened to them. For 200 years we've tried to live alongside the white people, but all that is done has tear-stained our hearts and bled our pride. Their greed and thievery has been forcing us to pack up our lives as if they're nothing more than a handful of pebbles and walnut shells to shove in our pockets." Blazing pride illuminates his face. "They forget we are one with the deserts, plains, forests, and rugged mountains." He stared at his leathered fingers. "The cacti and the wildflowers are our fingers. The tall green and yellow grass are a part of us, as is our hair. The trees are us standing tall and proud. The hills, plateaus, and mountains are our very legs. The streams, rivers, and lakes are our very blood." Then he sternly stared at the thousands of Cherokees. "First, the president said white people will buy our land. He said we will have 2 years to pack up. He said he will protect us, but his soldiers keep raiding our villages and keep marching us to the reservations." And here is the last shared excerpt. The hunters dismount in their wolfskins and silently stalk. Their fast-pounding hearts could start an avalanche. Their hearts skip many a beat the closer they stalk to the massive, muscle-bulging beast. Even with the freezing coldness in the air, all the hunters' faces drip with sweat the closer they take each heavy step through the snow. About 30 feet before the gigantic white beast crouch these frightened, so exhilarated hunters. Their arms quiver from so tensely holding their readied spears and bows. They approach it from behind. The buffalo snorts aggressively and turns its gigantic head around, eyeing the supposed wolves. Its chin's only a few inches off the snowy ground, It has as much know-how as any general or warrior brave. Its eyes are stormy black clouds about to break loose. Its onyx eyes heartlessly target Connor. His heart pounds in his throat. Tall Tree shoots his arrow. Connor shoots his arrow. The buffalo's ear-piercing bellowing sounds are curse words. It slowly lifts its left and then its right hind legs, rattling every bone in the hunters' bodies. It's a standoff. The buffalo snorts, "I will do anything to survive." The hunters ignore the fear rattling in them. The buffalo is a ton load of a train with no need for tracks. The buffalo breaks into a full-on charge right for Connor. "Connor, get to your horse! Big Jay's his legs fly through the snow." Everyone screams, Connor, don't look back. Just run." Thanks for watching this YouTube.